16 million rands made by employees at the Home Affairs from selling what? Citizenship and permits to your country. In this video, I'm going to show you what's going on there, and if you go with me all the way past my biblical reaction, I'll be reminding you how we can hold hands together as we go to the destination we are sure about, and it is this: South Africa shall prosper. You ready? Okay, press like. Let's start with Mr. Lekgetho here telling us about what the SIU found at Home Affairs.
The Special Investigating Unit has uncovered a disturbing reality. South Africa's immigration system has been treated as a marketplace where permits and visas are sold to the highest bidder. Officials entrusted with safeguarding the integrity of the Department of Home Affairs turned their position into a profit-making scheme. The investigation revealed that the country's borders were not protected by law, but auctioned off through corruption. Foreign nationals enter South Africa, fraudulently obtain asylum seeker permit, and later use them to apply permanent residence and ultimately citizenship. Holders can remain in the country even if their application is rejected by exhausting appeal rights up to the Constitutional Court, regardless of the merits of their application. Cell phone analysis revealed communication between officials and foreign nationals, with payments via e-wallet ranging from 500 to 3,000, facilitating the unlawful issuing of permits and visa to unqualified individuals. The SIU can reveal that so far we have uncovered that 4 officials who earn less than 25,000 a month have received a total of 16.3 million in direct deposit. Their modus operandi was simple. Applications were sent via WhatsApp, and once approved, money flowed almost immediately. Payments were not made directly to officials, but funneled through accounts held by their spouses, deliberately disguising the bribe. The scale of enrichment was staggering. Analysis of construction company registered in the name of one official's husband revealed deposit of totaling 8.9 million between 2020 and 2023. These deposits were inconsistent with legitimate construction business activity and included payment explicitly referenced as PRP, meaning that permanent residence payment. Officials turned their spouse into silent partners in crime. Another official accumulated so much wealth that she built a mansion and paved a road leading to her home on a monthly salary of 25,000, meaning that official built a tar road to her house. I mean, this is just to show how this official was soliciting money, with a salary of 25,000.
Over 16 million rands selling permanent residency. And it's interesting that in South Africa, there's quite a complaint about foreign nationals coming in illegally. Certain spaces we know in our country are taken over, and then they move on to do crime and all sorts of things that we all know about. But something interesting about this is it's not just South Africa that's starting to think, wait a minute, we need some order around who comes in, who stays, and what happens. So 10 days ago, someone launched a party called Restore Britain, and they're suffering the same issue we have in South Africa. So before we go to Leon Schreiber, listen to this man.
Here on the farm, I am now launching Restore Britain as a national political party. I'm now going to dedicate my life to finding, organising, funding, and providing hundreds of qualified candidates to present to the British people at the next general election. Lives in social housing, claims benefits, refuses to work, fails to integrate, commits crime, or even actively hates our way of life and wishes to do us harm, then they must leave or be made to leave. Restore Britain will make our communities safe again for women and children. That I promise you. If that means millions go, then millions go.
So interesting that different parts of the world are struggling with this, but Dr. Leon Schreiber, the Minister of Home Affairs, calls South Africa a syndicate.
The engagement we had when we launched the Border Management and Immigration Anti-Corruption Forum last year, where I expressed my very deep concern about South Africa becoming a syndicate society, where things don't happen at a small scale or by accident, but that they actually are the product of very sophisticated syndicates. And I think that links exactly, as Mr. Legeto has said, with the focus on organized crime. And I think that's the lens that we should apply to this matter. The interim report that is presented today by the Special Investigating Unit is in fact a synopsis of the state of Home Affairs that this 7th administration inherited and is dealing with. The SIU was mandated to investigate serious maladministration in relation to visa issuance and related matters for the period between 12 October 2004 and 16 February 2024. In other words, what the SIU has presented to us today is the result of up to 20 years of maladministration, malfeasance. And if you look at some of the timelines that they've shared, you can see how far back some of this actually goes. Over the past 20 months, however, under this administration, the Government of National Unity has moved with urgency and focus to address the root causes of these decades of damage. Our goal is simple: to restore the rule of law in Home Affairs, and our strategy to achieve this is based on 3 key pillars. Number 1, to uncover and investigate fraud and corruption. Number 2, to enforce accountability on those responsible. And number 3, to use digital transformation to drive systemic reform that closes the scope for discretion, interference, and manipulation. That is why I can today announce, firstly, that disciplinary processes against all implicated officials are underway. A total of 20 officials have already been dismissed since April last year. I will also be requesting the Director General to write to the Department of Public Service and Administration, as well as the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, to ensure that these former employees are flagged and that they are not re-employed elsewhere in the state while they undergo the criminal proceedings that the SIU has mentioned. Over the past 2 financial years, a total of 75 disciplinary cases have been completed, resulting in an additional 16 suspensions without pay and 22 written warnings. This work has also led to a number of referrals for criminal prosecution, and I would encourage the National Prosecuting Authority to prioritize these cases as part of our collective efforts to restore the rule of law. But we are also not stopping there. The SIU has handed over, I think, just under 100 specific visas where administrative action is underway for cancellation, but we are looking at a broader pool of over 2,000 visas to deal with any fraudulently issued documentation. If the process takes us there, we will cancel those visas, and we will also ring-fence subsequent visas obtained by these same individuals to ensure that all irregularly obtained documents are cancelled and that perpetrators are deported or prosecuted as required. Let me give you one example. You will find that 15 applicants use the same bank statement to apply for a visa. They make a copy of the bank statement and they submit it 15 different times. It is very difficult, even for an honest official, to identify someone using the same bank statement. With machine learning and AI technology that we've built into the ETA, it will immediately block those applications because it can simply immediately spot that this is the same bank statement that has been used on multiple occasions. It is about using technology in new and better ways. It is in this 7th administration that we have the opportunity to chart a bold new course forward. We now know that our strategy is the right one and that we are moving with determination in the right direction. What remains is for us to accelerate implementation, to ensure that the next 20 years of Home Affairs is far better than the previous 20. We will not rest until that work is complete.
So Schreiber says we live in a syndicate society. If you watch what's been going on at the police inquiry, then you know we certainly live in a syndicate society. My biblical reaction: whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. So here's the comparison. If you think of a person with absolutely no self-control, an absolute mess of a person, they are compared to a city without walls, a city broken down. It's the same as a nation without borders. You know, the first thing that government's responsible for is law and order. And so, the first place where it starts is with borders, determining who's in here, how did they get in here, what are they doing here, how long are they here, and are they a visitor or a citizen? And the fact that this has been managed horribly for 20 years, all I can say is, ANC, shame on you. Let me hear your thoughts below. What do you think about this? Is this shocking? Normal? People selling entry and making 16 million rands amongst them. ANC, cease. Shame on you. So anyway, first of all, I want to thank every one of you who are prosperity pledgers. We really appreciate the encouragement. And I want to give you an opportunity. If you're not a pledger, please go down. It's very little, but it goes a long way to saying, keep going, young man. Keep going. Don't stop. And we're not going to stop. And we have so much on the pipeline. The Soft Life digital copy is out. You can get your free copy down at the bottom as well. And if you want to hold hands with us and say, keep going, young man, I know there's a little bit of gray here, but I'm a young man. If you want to say, keep going, young man, and hold hands with us, well, I encourage you to do that. It means a lot. And so all our prosperity pledges, thank you so much for holding hands with us, because we going there. South Africa will prosper. They may irritate us, try everything that they can to destroy our country. That's the ANC. They call it human rights. It's just destruction. These people hate South Africa, but their hatred won't go anywhere. They won't succeed to destroy it. We will leave a good country behind for the next generation. So no man can serve two masters. Either you'll love the one or hate the other, or you'll despise the one and honor the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx. So let's make history together. Cheers.